All right. Welcome, everyone. You're doing good. Right. So today we're going to take a look at the markets. There's not much else to do in these live streams. Let me adjust my mic a little bit. All right. So let's go back from my morning walk. Beautiful day here in Sweden. I think it was about minus 11 degrees in the morning. Not too cold, but still, cold enough to cold enough. Beautiful weather, like no clouds. The sunrise was amazing. Is walking in the forest. There's just snow everywhere. The whole sky turns purple. That's a nice morning. It's a nice way to wake up for sure. I feel like I haven't really woken up yet. Okay, so today I figured I wanted to. And by the way, you can't see my watch list here to the right, but let me show you what I have here in the watch list. This is my main watch list, and as you can see here, I got the USD pairs, the euro. So I've categorized them up. Actually close, and I'm sorry to say this, but I did actually close the USD CAD trade yesterday. I can't really remember why I've closed it. I think, looking at basically what I did was I had this feeling of, what's up, Stuart? Is this Stuart? Yeah, I think it's Stuart. I'm reading the name, like every time I go live, you're coming into a live stream and I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce your name. It's quite embarrassing because obviously I should know. It's quite a normal name. Stuart. All right, we got Michael as well. Vinay, welcome everyone. So yeah, looking at price action, and I had my stop loss down here, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like waking up this morning or looking at this right now, I'm like, what happened here? What happened here? But I had this feeling of, not really, didn't really have a good grasp of the markets. I kind of felt like, should I be long? Should I be short? What are the fundamentals telling me? What is price action telling me? Looking at the daily, I mean, this looks absolutely beautiful. The break and retest here in the daily. Look at that. It's very, very nice, and they got the stop loss down here. This is a good trade. Like, this is a good trade, right? And then on the 4 hour, we saw that 4 hour bearish. And this kind of, I closed this at the end of the Fivers live stream yesterday. And I think, I got tired. I've been working all day, streaming for 2 hours, and then I decided to just, fuck it, I'm just gonna close the trade. I don't like what price action is doing. But then you look at what's actually happening, and this is an important thing, because when you get out of the trade, you start thinking more clearly. When you're in the trade, you're and this is obviously something that you have to figure out yourself, right? But you have to kind of look at clues of this in your own trading and your own emotions. But when you're in a trade, you start to think, I mean, the ups and downs candles, they're going to affect you, right? But when you're not in the trade, they're obviously not going to affect you. You don't care. Like, you're not losing money, you're not making money, you're not in the trade, you're not getting affected by the movements of the candles. So you don't care, right? And that's the perspective you have when you're in the trade. Okay, when you're in the trade, you have to have the same perspective as if you were viewing the markets just without the idea of even trading. Like, you're watching the market, and you're going to come in the market and you're going to say, I'm not going to be trading today. I want the market to tell me when to trade. I want the market to convince me to enter a trade, basically. So yesterday I failed at that. I exited the trade because of the local price action. Now, of course, you can argue that the fact that, you know, you look at the daily and there's just this big massive wick right here, right, telling that there's a lot of sellers coming in here. There's a lot of you know, there's a lot of sellers coming in here. And then if you go to the 4 hour, you have this wick as well, telling you that on the daily, sellers coming in pushing price down. And then you revisit this area and sellers once again is pushing price down. So there is one argument that could say that, right, that it is resistance, and there's very strong resistance, a lot of sellers coming in. So yeah, a lot of sellers coming in there. Let me just give me a second. Yeah, so there is of course the some logic to exiting this, but now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this looks really strong. USD CAD looks really strong, and if you look at the lower time frames right here, you can see that there was a possible new entry on this one, because what we're watching here is basically we're watching one move to the downside and then another move to the upside. But within this move, you're seeing lows and highs. And I'm going to try to mark them out. So we got one low here, one high here, and then one move to the downside. We got one, and then one move to the downside. And then you kind of have either I would view this as one move. And then you look at this. So this move, this down move, comes down and hits the reload zone perfectly. And this is something that I haven't talked about in quite a while in the live streams, but this is something that we call the RLZ confluence, right? Or basically it's a fib confluence, and you have a fib cluster. And what a fib cluster means is that you have different or the same fib levels agreeing with each other. For example, you might have one fib here, and then you have a lower fib here, where you see that you have one move going like this, and then a smaller move like that. And the 618 of this move aligns with the 618 this move. Or the 0.78, the 702 in this case, aligns with the other 0.618. So this is a fib confluence area, and it's also the RLZ, the reload zone confluence area, where the midpoint, the mid zone of the small RLZ or the small reload zone is confluent with the 0.618 of the bigger move reload zone. Let me show you what that looks like in this trade. On the daily, we put the fib, actually the fib should be, well, from that one. So we put the fib from this low area to that high area, and this creates the reload zone right here between the 0.618 and the 0.786. And then we zoom in and we look at this move. From this low to that high, we have the reload zone of that smaller move, where the reload zone of the smaller move aligns with the reload zone of the bigger move. And not only that, but you have the confluence between the 0.618 of the low time frame move with the 0.618 of the bigger move. And this is a beautiful example of a reload zone confluence or a fib cluster. That will give you quite good high probability entries. I would say very high probability entries, especially if it also aligns with a horizontal level. And I think that's exactly what we get right here. So let's try to mark out the overall horizontal level. So we want to look at price action here. We want to try to figure out where's the horizontal level at. Can put the line chart on, and we can see that maybe, you know, I'm looking at this high, this low, that one right there, and this one. So I'm not going to put in that one because I think that horizontal level is the bounce that we got right here. But the other ones I quite like. So what happens if we encapsulate this with a rectangle like that? That's on the line chart. Now let's see if we can, if this makes sense on the candlestick chart as well. So we move to the candlestick chart, and I would say that, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I like it. You know, we can adjust it with those candle closes here and that one up here. And now we see that we have sort of a break and retest of this level that aligns with the both of these fibs. That's a rather high probability entry area because we are looking at the lower time frames here for the fib placement and the horizontal level as well. We can go even deeper into the time frames here, and we can see if we can find any type of entry trigger. We can go down even to the 15-minute, and obviously we have some amazing structure right here. And now this is truly where the magic comes in of the Fibonacci's. Now I assume that this is probably going to be the 50, so I'm going to be adding back the fib here. And look at that, we have this is just, I mean, to me this is quite amazing. We can look at, again, we add the fib once again. So you see here, this line is the high time frame 0.618. This line is the medium time frame 0.618, and this is the low time frame 0.618. So what you have here is a daily fib, 4-hour fib, and a 15-minute fib, all pointing in the same direction. Now we know that that is definitely the best entry point for a trade like this. And if you're trading the lower time frames, you want to put a horizontal level on here. You want this to be your entry area, and you want to start your stop loss to be down here. Now this is how you, if you're a student of the RSZ program or the RSZ exclusive, and you went through the course, you probably seen me talk about how you can turn a scalp trade into swing trade, where you're combining swing trading analysis with scalping analysis, and you're entering based on a swing trade, but your profit target would be based on a, well, you're entering based on a scalp trade, your profit target is going to be based on swing trades. So this is an entry based on it. I mean, it's a 15 pip stop loss. It's below the low here. You can also put it below the reload zone or whatever. But then you go out to the 4-hour again, and your targets are going to be based on the high time frame fib. So the first trouble area is obviously going to be up here, and that's actually where price hit, and only to that FTA. Looking at this from a swing trading perspective, that's a small move. That's a move that we actually got, right? And that's a small move, but it's a 7.17 R trade as a scalp trade, very high risk to reward. And I do believe that this is probably one of the most effective and one of the most profitable ways to trade, you know, the RSZ method, or the way I'm using the fibs and everything. It's very, very effective. The problem, well, it's not really a problem for the system, it's a problem for me really, is you need to be available. First of all, you need to be in the markets when the move comes. So if you look at the 15-minute, for example, when did that retest actually happen? So that happened yesterday at 15:30. If you want to get in here, that happened at, you know, so 15:30, I would have to be available, and I'm doing the live stream at that time. So if I'm interviewing someone, or you know, taking care of the live stream, I'm gonna miss that one, right? But obviously that's a really good retest right there. And we can even go deeper into the 50-minute. Let's assume that we're monitoring this on the very low time frame. We're monitoring this live, and we obviously see here that where's the breakout level? The breakout level would be right here. So that's the area that we want to focus on. And we're down on the 1 minute now. We know that this is the area of interest because that's where we have the 0.618 confluence. But in a very strong momentum move to the upside, and especially if you're entering on the lower time frames, you want to apply the 50% fib as well. So if we add the 50, you see that the 50 comes in right here. So if you want to broaden your area where you want to enter, you want to look everywhere between the 50 and the 0.618, or wherever the level is, wherever the horizontal level is. And because price action is always going to be your main priority. You want to look at horizontal levels and you want to look at price action, right? So that's always going to be your main priority. The fibs are not top priority. They're more guiding in the sense that price action horizontal level comes first, and especially, you know, if you have a breakout level and you have a horizontal level, that's the area you want to look at. So we're looking at the 1 minute here, and we're basically looking for a strong bullish reaction inside this area right here for an entry. I would say that I would probably enter here, you know, I'd probably enter here like that. And then where would the TP be? Be somewhere up here. And I mean, that's that's just insane, right? That's a 16-hour trade. I'll show you how I would do this, right? The price is now retesting the breakout level perfectly, right? So that's the breakout level we put on. It's retesting that level perfectly. Next candle is a strong, well, it's a whatever candle that is, and then you have a strong bullish candle, sort of like a bullish engulfing, not really, but kind of. And I would enter on that one. I would then get stopped out on this one. Remember, this is a 16-hour trade. It's okay to get stopped out on a trade like this and then enter right away. So I'm stopped out on that one. Okay, so I'm stopped out on that one. Now where's the next idea? I like that one. That's a nice bullish pin bar right there. Nice bullish pin bar, 2 wicks to the downside. I like that. I like that. Now we're gonna look at the spreads. I mean, it's important that we take the spread into account. Let's look at the spread on the fivers right now. So it's 2. Spread right now is 2, which means it's not going to be down here, is it? 2, no, it can't be down there, can it? Or is it 0.2? I assume that's going to be the spread, right? So we want to have the stops below, and then we want to add some to that. So that would be the entry. And then depending on what exchange you're trading on, or if you're trading with the if you're trading with the fivers, you're gonna have very, very tight spreads, and you're not gonna get stopped on that one. If you're trading on Oanda, they'll fuck you up. That you don't do this on Oanda. It is a terrible spread. So they will stop you out on that one. You'll get stopped out on the spreads here. So let's just say, okay, we got stopped out here. We got stopped out here again. We got 2 losers in a row. But then this one comes along, and it's like, okay, next entry. Or you can look at this and say, we have a sort of like a double bottom formation here on the 1 hour. I mean the 1 minute. And if we break above this level, that can be a higher conviction trade. But then look at that. That's the 1 minute candle. Are we gonna come back down? Not really. So what I would do is either enter on like that candle, or if you have a pullback here or confirmation up here, but that candle looks good. So we got 2 stop losses, and then we have this 11-hour trade winner, which obviously starts running like crazy, and that is the actual low of that move, and hit TP right there. So this is it's a really good way of looking at low time frames. Now look at what happens if we add the extension fibs here. Yeah, that That, ladies and gentlemen, is why the Fibonacci's are so important. Look at that. Go from the 50 up to the 50 up to the 0.618, almost hitting the midzone. So the 0.618 here is usually a really good target as the Fib extensions, especially when it aligns with a high time frame level like this one. Now, you will not see me take trades like this. I wish I was able to be more active in the markets and more in tune or more in line with the scalping aspect or scalping nature of the markets, because I know that I would be quite profitable doing so. But you also have to make sure that you're trading the style that fits with your personality and your life situation. Like I said, I most likely would have missed this trade because I was doing other things than actually watching the screen, and I hate watching the lower time frames. Like I love technical analysis from a swing trading perspective, but I really don't like having a big list of pairs and then having to look at those and zoom into the lower time frames. There's so much information, you know, so much things going on at once. It's not for me. But if you feel like you are that type of person that really, you know, like to take on a challenge and you like the lower time frames, then this is a really effective way of trading, in my opinion, and making a lot of money. The thing is, though, you're probably not going to make it because 97% of people who try day trading, they fail, and they probably fail because they tried this at first. So, like, I'm completely honest with you. The odds are not stacked in your favor. The odds are definitely stacked against you when trying to trade like this. You're gonna get stopped out. You're gonna close this trade before it hits TP. You're gonna enter too early. You're gonna enter too late. You're gonna be making so many mistakes when trading like this. So it's almost not worth even. I mean, it's worth trying, but just keep that in mind. A very, very small percentage of all the profitable traders out there trade like this because it's super complicated. It's super difficult not from a technical analysis point of view, because we're looking at the 5 minute here and it looks exactly like whatever, you know, the 4 hour daily. It's just that your mentality won't be easy. Won't be easy on your mentality for sure. Okay. Let's remove all of this. But with a clean perspective of the markets. USD CAD is in a good uptrend right here. I like USD CAD. A break above this level would definitely take us higher. I do like this. We have a good resistance right here. I'm going to mark out daily resistance. We do also have the ADX is showing us that even though the trend is slowing down, we definitely have a strong trend still. And we have a local trend here on the 4 hour, a strong local trend on the 4 hour. If we have a breakout here, of course, I'm probably going to be not buying the breakout, but I'll definitely be buying the retest of that breakout level. So that's gonna be USD CAD. USD CHF. Same kind of like we're seeing the same structure here on USD CHF, although USD CAD is a bit stronger, but a break and retest of that level on USD CAD, a USD CHF will prompt me to take a long up to this level, and then perhaps also higher towards the range highs. So all I'm doing here is I'm looking at the primary trend. I'm looking at the daily market structure, trying to get an idea of what we are going to get here. Later today, we have the Fed Chair Powell speaking. We also have the ISM Services PMI, which will be a market mover. And then, of course, on Friday, we have the non-farm pump rolls, where we're just going to get crazy volatility. Very important, obviously, in the current situation where we're getting there. Euro USD is still kind of chopping around here. Looks like we are seeing a accumulation area. But I guess if you have any Any chart requests or anything you want me to take a look at, let me know in the comments, or any concept that you want me to cover, anything like that. So for your USD, I'm still looking at this. I think maybe delete some alerts here. Gonna keep that alert on, and I'm gonna keep maybe perhaps this alert on. So I'm still watching. I mean, obviously your USD has, the downtrend has come to a halt basically. It's a good question. Is it the right approach to look for opportunities in only one asset? Well, it depends. I mean, so if you're trading the lower time frames, there's so many different ways you can do this, you know. There's so many different ways you can do this, and if you're going to be trading one asset or not, I mean, I can't answer that, but you're the only one who can figure that one on, you know, that one out for yourself. What you have to do is you have to do a lot of back testing. You have to take the system that you're going to be trading, and you have to test it on all the different pairs that you're thinking about, and then you're going to be looking at the profitability. You're going to compare the profitability of that system across different pairs, across different cycles, across different times. In some market conditions, that system might work better on your USD. So when you're creating a system, a technical system to trade on the lower time frames, and you want to focus on a small list of Forex pairs or just one Forex pair, well, you got to make sure that you select the right one, which is very difficult, very, very difficult. You need to have a lot of data, a lot of statistics to know that you're on the right pair. The way I do it is, if I'm going to be trading the lower time frames, like I think on the live trading room today, I'm going to be with the fivers. I'm going to focus more on some live trading, because I'm not really interested in taking any more swing positions with the NFP coming up on Friday. I feel like the market is just feels a little bit confused. It feels a little bit like it's waiting for something, and that's probably the NFP coming up. So I'm going to be trying to get into the lower time frames. This is a good opportunity where if I'm not finding any opportunity swing trading, then I can have some fun on the lower time frames, you know? And what I do in that case is I have this list, right? I have this list here to the right. And I would probably, you know, select the perhaps select the some of the majors, you know. Maybe you can go with USD, and I'm gonna mark it out as whoa, what happened there? I'm gonna mark it out with a green flag. I'm gonna look at USD CAD, green flag. Look at perhaps GBP USD as well. Euro NCD, I want to have Euro NCD as well. Then perhaps USD JPY. I selected a couple of pairs. I moved to the green list. This is obviously the green list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's, you know, five pairs. Just selected ones that, you know, some of the majors and some that I like, right? And then we go through these. Euro USD. Is there any scalping opportunities here, you know, throughout the? So, you know, I'm thinking, when am I going to be scalping? What's the time session that I'm going to be scalping? Okay, so today I'm going to be scalping between 2 and 4 during the live trading show. And we'll look at Euro USD, and I feel like Euro USD is quite range bound. Not sure I want to be trading this. I mean, we can go down into even the lower time frames. I mean, on the 50-minute, I mean, we can just put on a oscillator like we can look at the stochastic RSI. Let's just add the stochastic RSI here. And say that, all right, just whenever we have a, it's so simple, right? Whenever we reach the range lows here on the 15-minute, or whenever we reach the range highs on the 15-minute with a bull cross or bear cross, I'm just going to be selling, you know? So price comes up here, hits the range highs, get a bear cross right here, starts moving lower, get a bearish candle here on the 15-minute, I'll be selling. Same thing here, support. So there's when you know technical analysis, like when you know how to read the market from a technical perspective, you can trade any market. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's so simple. It really is. Then when I say it's simple, what I mean is from a technical perspective, it's simple. But then you have to actually do what the technicals tell you to do. But look at this. This is perfect, right? Look at price coming up here, hitting that resistance right here, and the reason why I added the stochastic RSI here is because the oscillator, they work really great in a trading range with the oversold and overbought conditions, and I really like the stochastic RSI. So you get that candle right here, and then on when that candle is closing, you have I believe when it's closing, you're kind of getting a bear cross there, putting stops above here, and then take it down here, something like that, 3.3. So that's one idea that you might have when you're looking at your USD, So let's assume that I'm looking at your USD to potentially trade along here. So I would yeah, maybe we can just do that live here. Okay, so I'm gonna be adding an alert here. But then you probably want to also have, if you're going to be, trading the lower time frames based on this way of trading, you probably want to go in here and you want to select, let me remove my camera here so you see what I'm doing. Go up here where I have the layout. You have the layout up here. Go in here and you select make a copy. And then it's going to be doing low time frame trading. You select an emoji as well. That's pretty cool. What emoji do we want? We want, oh, look at that gorilla. Not like gorilla. What is that? Parrot? So many emojis to choose from. She's. I like she's. I wish they had like a sniper. They don't have guns though, do they? Probably not. What am I doing? Is choose something. Okay, let's do that one. It's very important, obviously. Okay, so now we have the new layout, low time frame trading. The low time frame trading up here, and I got the main swing. Why doesn't the main swing have an emoji? Main swing. We're gonna use that one for. It's gonna be a bull. Like main swing. Do they have like a slingshot? Maybe they have like a bow and arrow. Do you have a bow and arrow? I think I saw a bow and arrow. I'm sorry, guys. I'm wasting time. Get a bow and arrow. Can't find it. Where is it? Whatever. Just go with the bull. Okay, so low time frame scalping, and now the reason why I wanted a new layout is of course because on this layout I got all of this, which is not relevant at all when trading the lower time frames, of course. So what I'm saying, with showing you all of this is, I'm always saying that your main way of trading, you should always have a system that fits your personality, your lifestyle, and your life situation. But if you learn technical analysis and you learn how I do technical analysis and my approach to technical analysis, you can also you can apply the fundamentals of technical analysis to any time frames, like any time frame. If you know how to analyze the markets using the basics of technical analysis, and you know how all of these indicators work, and you know the or different types of market structures and the behavior of those market structures, you can trade any time frames. You can trade however you want. It's just that your main focus, your main approach to the market, and your main system should be what fits your personality, right? But so when I'm doing the live streams later, I'm just going to go into the lower time frames, and I'm going to apply the exact same type of analysis that I apply on the 4-hour and any other time frames on the lower time frames. Like here, for example, on the 15-minute, we can even go down to the 1 minute, and we can look at ranges on the 1 minute. I know that this is probably the Asian session, not a lot of volatility, but you can still look at this and you can say, okay, let's add the stochastics RSI to this one as well. And we know that we have a range here. I believe this is the Asian range, right? And by the way, I do have a Asian range trading strategy where it's can be quite successful. But I'll talk about that another day. But here is one way to trade this. You see, price comes down. I guess the range isn't really obvious until we form this, but let's assume that you're trading the Asian session. Wow. You get the bullish engulfing candle right here. Stochastics RSI at the lows. You buy here, stops below the level, TP at wherever it makes sense, and I would say it makes sense on that high right there. Okay, so I'm not going to look too much on the chart here. I'm just going to use the replay function, and we're going to go to the beginning of the range. We're going to be trading this. Obviously, I know what price does here. I know that it's in range, but it's usually during the Asian session on your USD, we usually have a range like this. But obviously, I don't know exactly what all the candles are doing and looks like. But we're let's say we're trading this live, and we have an alert at the low. Not very convinced on that one. So let's see. Let's actually take a trade here using the 1 million. Let's go. And taking a buy here. TP is going to be up here. Stop loss is going to be below here. See what we get. We hit that level. If it comes down again. Now, obviously, on that one, now when I changed the bar, it got removed. But obviously on that one, I would sell. And TP probably down here. And you have that daily gap. Strong candle. Let's wait for the next one. It's a good one. So we're going to be entering here. Stops below the range. Then TP probably up here. So 1-to-1 risk to reward. See if we hit the close again. Wick on that one. We don't want a wick candle. That looks like a good candle. We're having our stop loss below that one, and then we're going to TP probably up here. See if we come up to resistance. Like that, so we're going to be selling here. Maybe TPing probably down here. We're back down at support. Nice bounce here. So we look at, we have one level here. I kind of want to reclaim that level before we go long. We're breaking down. If we next candle, because we broke down here, we have two candles below. Now at this point we might want to look at potentially trading that as a breakout. Probably TP down here with trailing our stops. Move stops here. Stops down here again. Stop down on that one. And now we also have a double bottom formation here on the 1 hour and a break of structure. So we're going to be going long here, and we're going to be taking it up to the area where we broke down. Get stopped out on that one. We're going to be applying the same principle. Same thing here, TP here, stops below. That's TP right there. So I mean, it's there's many different ways. There's many different ways you can apply this, you know, simple technical analysis. But obviously the problem with this is when we're looking at this and we're trading in replay, it seems so simple, right? It seems so simple, but we have to understand that we noticed this, like we entered the range here and we took our trade here. This is 5 hours, okay? Like you're in the replay function here and you're trading. It's like, oh, it's going so well, I'm making so much money. But this is 5 hours and 10 minutes worth of price action right here. And it's from, and this is my time. It's from 9 in the evening till 2:30 in the morning. Like, am I gonna be awake at that time? Like, no, I'm not gonna be awake at that time. Am I gonna be constantly watching the charts at 5 hours? No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, there's no way. So yeah, I can have alerts. You're absolutely right, I can have alerts, but then I add an alert here. I get the alert, and maybe I'm you know, not in the office, but I get an alert and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna look at the alerts. This signal comes 2 minutes later. Okay, 2 minutes later. You're not even gonna have the time to pull up MetaTrader, calculate the position size, and put in the stop loss and everything. So you have to be available when trading like this. You have to be at the chart and actually looking, which is that's my biggest issue, no? I mean, we could be applying the same principle on, you know, trading the lower time frames on EU, like here. You have that break to the downside, and you can zoom out here and you can see we have a level here. I mean, that's a beautiful trade right there. Buying that breakout with stops above that one and then TPing at that level. That's a beautiful trade. You would have entered that, you know, 923 and then would have hit TP like right now. So this is a trade that obviously I could have taken during this live trading. I mean, during this live stream. And it also kind of aligns with the moving averages here as well. And here you can see, obviously, in a ranging market, the stochastics looks, you know, works really good with the overbought and oversold in a ranging market, but then it breaks down, and then it's a downtrend right here, and it just keeps going. You know, it's just in the oversold period during this whole downtrend. So in a trending move, the stochastics doesn't really make a lot of sense. It does make some sense though when you have a retrace or pullback on that trend. You can see right here, stochastic RSI goes into the overbought area, and that's where you have a good area to enter, re-enter, or enter this trend. But yeah, that's a very long answer to, you know, how to select the pair that you want to be trading. Basically, what you want to do is you want to look at the characteristics of these pairs, and then you want to kind of go through them, and you want to see, like, can I find any levels? Like on USD CAD here, you obviously have a beautiful trade right here. Picture perfect, right? And this is the RSZ method. I think we might have the real, not the moving averages, but when you're trading on the moving averages when you're trading on the lower time frames, you might want to switch the moving averages. So let's try this. If it's not a huge move, obviously that makes no sense. You want to do like 150, 20, 50, and 100. So when you're sometimes when you're scalping, you want to be adding the 100 EMA as well. So we're going to be waiting for that. You can see right here it's testing the 100 here. I think this is actually a signal. Yeah, look at that. It's a signal. That one is actually a signal on the slingshot indicator. I'm gonna apply a horizontal level right here, and even without the indicator and everything, we can see that it does hit the 0.618 right here. Stochastic, everything looks really good. It's a break and retest of that very nice level right here. On the 1 minute, stop loss below the reload zone. TP up here, can even have a much tighter stop loss right here. So the main issue with trading on the lower time frames like this, and look at this. I mean, this is exactly the type of setup that I would be trading as a swing trader. Okay. So there's not really, from a technical point of view, not really a difference. You just have to make a decision. Am I a scalper or am I a swing trader? I wish I was a scalper, really. And I'm gonna try it today, but we'll see. But it's all it's really, as a swing trader and as a trader in general, you have to know when not to trade. And as a swing trader, as a scalper, it's really difficult knowing when not to trade because there's so many opportunities. You're gonna have so many opportunities every day. hundreds of different opportunities every day, maybe hundreds of opportunities just in your trading session, and knowing which trade to take and which ones not to take is very difficult because you're kind of getting overwhelmed with information. And I think that's where my biggest struggles are with scalping. I'm getting overwhelmed with information, and it's like information overload, and I'm taking decisions that I'm not supposed to be taking. As a swing trader though, I might be getting 1 to 5 possible opportunities a day, while if I'm scalping, I'll get 100 opportunities a day. And when I'm done analyzing the first 10 or 20 opportunities like that, I think that's maybe where my level of focus starts declining. And when my level of focus and discipline starts declining, that's when I start making mistakes. So it's really, really important to understand who you are in trading, what your limitations are. If you don't know that, you're never gonna make it. Look at your USD. Maybe we should take a trade here. Hold on. Your USD. The 1 minute. Yeah, let's do it. This looks great. Let's take a trade, small trade here on USD. Put in 50, probably risking probably $50 on this one. See, I don't even have the time to put in the orders. All right, so I'm long here. Obviously, I have a terrible entry. Where's my TP? TP going to be up here. I think probably. Well, let's look at the overall range here, and let's look at the Euro USD. Oh, do we have news coming out? No, probably not. Look at the overall range. Where can I actually? I want to look at a high TP. Where would that be? That would be a move up to the range highs around that level. Yes, you're absolutely right about that. This is really good. It's a really good comment. Really good observation. Scalping, trading on the lower time frames like this is not the best way to be profitable, because commissions is actually commissions is a thing. You're basically paying a lot of commissions. If you're scalping, if you're taking a lot of trades every day, you need to make sure that you're making money on those trades. Otherwise, you're paying a lot of commissions, and then of course the risk of over trading and everything. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. Let's see where I actually got my entry, where I got filled, because I entered that market and I got filled at a terrible price probably. Yeah, so this is, well, it's not terrible, but that's my entry. Let's look at the 15-minute here. Where's the move on the 15-minute? Like this is definitely the FTA. But looking at the 1 hour, I do like this range here. Definitely feel like being greedy and just putting adjust the stop loss just slightly based on the 1 hour. Put it that's my TP. I like that. I like that as a TP. My stop loss is 50, 48, 3. Oh. Now if we get something like this, on a breakout, we can move stops to entry. And also one thing that you want to make sure that you do when you're trading like this, you want to be risking an insanely small amount. Okay, an insanely small amount. We can look at, pull up my trader here and you see what I mean. Okay, I just got stopped out right when I'm pulling up MetaTrader. I'm getting stopped out. This is what I mean, though. You have to, you're gonna get stopped out quite a lot. I mean, when, at least for me, if you're trading like this, if you're scalping, you're gonna get stopped out quite a lot. And you don't want to be afraid of entering the trade again if it confirms after, like if the trade is still active and it confirms again after you exiting the trade, then you don't want to be afraid of entering it again. And you're probably going to have a few stop losses. You want to make sure that you're risking a very, very small amount so that you'll be able to survive a few losses in a row without that really affecting you too much. So two losses trading like this would be equal to smallest position size I would use when scaling into swing trade. Basically, trade here would be half of the lot size of the smallest position I would take when scaling into swing trade. I'm just waiting to re-enter this one. But then, you know, I'm going long on EU, which is, you know, not the best thing to do, considering the current situation in the EU. I think in France today they're gonna have a vote to see if they basically they're gonna topple the government. The Le Pen and the left is kind of coming together to vote to get rid of the current prime minister, whatever that is. What they have, a president, maybe that's president. I don't know exactly how that works in France, but big issues. There's a lot of uncertainty and instability in EU right now. So just to make sure on the same page here, the blue line is going to be my TP. The red line here would be my stop loss. Now, obviously, we might be breaking down here. So we're waiting. I'm not in the position, by the way, now. So let's get rid of that stop loss. Let's look for another possible opportunity here. Are we breaking down here? It looks like we potentially are breaking down. We get this 1 hour candle close here. We get another move to the downside. It looks like we're potentially breaking below this range. If we get a breakout, maybe that could be our TP. Currently on the 1 hour here. Let's look at the 15 minutes. That's the low. I got my eyes right now. I got my eyes on the area between these two levels. This area right here. I'm thinking, you know, we break this, we go straight down to that level. Anyway, before that happened, we might get something like this. I'm not gonna take a trade here though. Like I was way more confident on getting going long on this level. But you know, we go out to the 4 hour. Obviously, this is probably not a good level to short. However, the fundamentals of EU is just terrible. Very bearish. Let's see what we get here. Wow. Okay, let's see what happened. What's happening in England? Let's see, something's happening. Okay, just a few minutes. We see that Bank of England Governor Bailey sees 4 UK interest rate cuts next year. A German services PMI coming out lower than expected. Yeah, it's not looking wonderful for the euro. Try to remove levels here. I'm thinking we want to go long on GU here. This move seems like an overreaction. And there's a lot of space between... There's a lot of space to be covered here. That the market is just starting to digest the news here. Our main focus right now is on GBP USD and Euro USD. Going long on GU here. Again, very small risk. There is of course the risk that will continue lower. We did have news coming out. We had a big move to the downside, and there is of course the possibility of us just continuing lower. We also see here on Euro USD that we are continuing lower, and if Euro USD would break to the downside here, there's a fairly big chance that GBP USD will move lower as well. And again, the fundamentals are not really in our favor here. But that's, you know, we have a stop loss in for a reason. And if that stop loss gets hit, it means that the technical setup is invalidated, and that's it. So this is on the 1 second chart, by the way. Basically the same as looking at the tick chart. Looking at each pod changes every as they're coming into the market. Good way of looking at the flow, get the money flow basically. See clear downtrend on EU, no recovery in EU. We are seeing, of course, the reload zone on GU reacting quite nicely. And one nice reason of using like the tick chart or the 1 second chart when scalping is you can get a feel for what the flow of orders is basically, and you're seeing now that EU is basically picking up here. We have a double bottom here. Of course, using pattern analysis and lines on the 1 second. I don't know how reliable that is, but it is actually quite reliable. I mean, you can look at EU right here, and you can see that you have a channel right here, and this is on the 1 second chart, right? So I mean, technical analysis truly is fractal. So now obviously what we're looking at is a move above that level to start securing the trade. And securing the trade, what I mean is moving stop loss below these two lows right here, which is also below the reload zone. And this reload zone is created from that low to that high. The breakout. Also getting ready to perhaps go long on Euro. Just need to be able to confirm, secure the GU trade first. I'm moving. God damn it! There's so many things going on at once here. All right, so up 1R on GU. Moving that stop up. People new to technical analysis are going to be laughing when they're seeing the 1 second chart, but those who are familiar with the way markets work and the way technical analysis work, they'll understand that you want to look at the flow of the orders coming into the market in the most accurate way possible. Then you want to look at the tick chart or the lowest possible time frame to really get a feeling for the flow of the market. Right now we are obviously seeing a bullish flow in the market, something that is of course also visible on the 1 minute, but it's looking at it from on a tick by tick basis is quite nice because there's trends and structures here. So here, for example, we break this one, I'm out. There's no point in me staying in here. You can also see that EU kind of failed to confirm that. So I'm going to be pulling up GU on the left chart as well. I'm going to be removing the interval sync here. So we're going to be looking at 1 second on the left. We're going to be looking at 1 minute on the right. Looks like we're hitting the 50% fib and bouncing. Very nice. Start securing the position, moving stop loss to entry. Okay, we should definitely close this trade if we move below this level. Right, here we go. Continue this move to the upside and we will secure the position by moving our stop loss below this low. I need some coffee. We had a question in the comments. Can we avoid trading during the holiday season? I don't know what you mean. Yeah, of course you can. That's up to you, right? Right, we're getting that push to the upside. It's time to secure this position. Is to get the 1 minute candle closing in a couple of seconds. If it closes above this one, I will move stops up. I just need some extra confirmation. It did not close above that one. Let's wait for the next one. We got 1 minute left before we can secure this position. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Like we're reacting to the short reload zone here. Time to perhaps go the trade. Moving my stops up here. That's my new stop loss. Going into MetaTrader secured. So I'm currently up 1R on this trade, which is only $50. And I'm risking like $50 is like 0.02 of percentage of the account. This is a 160K account. This is the account for those of you wondering if I'm actually trading live or not. Reason why I'm showing trading views because MetaTrader looks like it's written for dinosaurs. Terrible. Interesting development in South Korea. I don't know if you guys seen that, but yesterday the was it the president? I think they have a president, right? So the president of South Korea declared martial law, and a couple of hours later, the everyone in the Senate or whatever they have over there voted to lift it. Like just a couple of and the military tried to get into parliament during the voting. Insane. Now the South Korea's defense minister is offering to resign. It's a bit of a bit of a situation. I feel like I have something I should be doing. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave the trade here. It's in, I got my stop loss in profit. Just a small profit. I'm gonna leave it, let it run to that TP above. Go back to the chart here and I can show you the actual setup. This is the setup. This is the area that we're reacting to right now. But I'm thinking that we'll get that move to hit this level to retract the whole news-based move. And that's usually, that's something that's a good news trade. Basically, if you see that it's a heavy reaction to news, a lot of times it's probably going to be an overreaction, and you'll see that most of that move retrace. Let me see if I can perhaps secure the position one more time. Do we have a 1 minute candle above, closing above? No. Let's wait one more extra minute. Okay, that's a good close. I'll move my stops up here now. Levels are we hitting now? You know what? I will close the trade right here. Okay, the trade is closed. Exited here. A 2-hour trade. Nice. All right, good stuff, guys. You know, the reason why I closed it right here is because I want to, and now it's probably going to go to TP, but the reason I closed it here because I want to end the live stream, and I would rather just get out while I can. So that's a good trade, you know. Risked 50, $50, made 100. It's rather quick trade, showing you we enter based on the retest of that reload zone right there at the at a support level after an overreaction to a news event, and then traded that back to where that news event originated from. All right, guys, nice with some live trading. Was a while ago when I traded lower time frames, and while doing so, also nice to actually make some money doing so. All right, guys, thanks for joining today. Take care, and hope to see you all in the wonderful trading community. Take care.